start going through the radiation protection file, it is important to note that the employer, usually the practice owner or the employer's representative, is ultimately responsible for compliance with UK radiation protection legislation and should therefore be involved in putting together the radiation protection practices radiation safety management arrangements. Once logged into the file, you'll see 7 sections across the top of the page and down the center of the page. These sections are split out into what we believe are reasonably sensible and easy to understand categories. It covers both the UK legislation of the ionising radiation regulations and also the ionising radiation medical exposure regulations. The first section, section 1, is the introduction to the file. You can either click on the top section, or if you click on the center sections, it will give you an index of what's actually within that individual section, as you see here. So we'll kick off with the introduction. The introduction to the file is simply entering the file details of your practice, postcode, and making sure it's pertinent to your file or individualized. The remainder of this section gives you some information regarding the actual legislation that's currently in force, who the enforcers are, what arrangements they have with each other, and what documentation you can download. As we go down the file, there's also information for Scottish practices, which sometimes operate a slightly different system. So go back up the file. We can see on the left-hand side, these are where the tabbed subsections are indicated. And the second tab is a registration. The registration is when to allow your use of ionising radiation at the dental practice. It's the employer's responsibility to make sure that this gets done, and it will be provided by HSE or HSE-NI in Northern Ireland with a certificate of registration which you should keep safely. This section of the file allows you to enter the date the registration was made, and also where you keep that evidence of registration.